Okay, so, right, you already read the story, right? And you chose how to exist in a city of ghosts. Alright. Was there anything that made you choose it, or you just kind of like the title?
Yeah, just like the title.
You just
Title
like the
kind of
title?
stuck out.
Just stuck out? Why? It was just something that caught your eye?
Something that caught my eye over every time.
Okay.
How to be ghosts.
Okay, so, alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the summary of the selected story, right? So, again, how to exist in a city of ghosts. Right, then we're going to discuss the themes with examples, why the story resonated with you, and then would you recommend it to someone or not. Okay, so again, like I said, you already read it, so what is your summary of it? What did you get from it?
I don't know, one thing that really stuck out was how the narrator, the author would be talking about how like he became one with the house.
Oh, he became one with the house?
Became one with the house. Or he talked about how much space he had in the house, how much freedom maybe. How much empty space he had.
So, kind of like the meaning of a home, basically, right? In a sense.
Kind of.
Okay. Was there anything else that you put?
I don't really remember much. I mean, it said he went through some experiences that most people would go through, kind of. Like how people, when they reach a certain age, that.
So would you say like emotional challenges that they face as they get older?
Kind of.
Okay.
Just some common experiences.
Okay. Alright, so what I got from it, right, was as the narrator's going through and talking, right, you see they use different examples, right? Like the one, it was a lady like working for 30 years at the same place, she might not like it, but it's something that she has to do, right, to kind of, keep moving forward. So what I took note of was it was navigating complicated life in the city, right, dealing with themes of displacement, loss, and struggles to find identity. Right, so kind of like you said, how as you get older, that guy was probably facing emotional challenges, and I want to say at that point, maybe that guy or whoever the person was is struggling to find their, I guess, purpose in the world, right? Like, I took note and I put struggles to find identity in a world that feels familiar and foreign. All right, so that's, again, I know, or do you have an idea of like what that means? Like feeling familiar and foreign?
I mean, it's home, but it's not home.
Yeah, right, home but not home. Okay, so that's what I took note of. And again, those challenges that they're facing, right? Like, again, it makes you feel at home, makes you feel not at home, right? So that's a good example that you can put down to summarize the story. So we'll see, as well as, yeah, okay, spaces, homeless, okay, good. So what I noticed is there wasn't anything you put down for the themes, so
Yeah, I'm not too good at identifying themes.
So like when you talk about this, right, like what's the common thing that you see? Like how would this make a person feel? Right, like not knowing what home is, or feels like home but it's not home. Kind of like confusion, right? Some sadness, things like that, right? Okay, so again, like I talked about earlier, right, displacement, identity, and survival, and societal and emotional challenges. Right, so the common theme there is like, what's the easiest way I can kind of put it into words? Like, is it worth it in a sense? Right, like how kind of go through struggles, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Was the struggle worth it in the end?
Yeah, was it worth it in the end, right? So, again, these people facing emotional challenges, that's something they might think of, right? Like, they're living in a city where it feels foreign, right? Like, they know different things, right? But at the same time, like they don't know who they are. They don't know their worth, right? They don't know why they're there. Right? They don't know what they're doing exactly. What's the purpose, right? No purpose. Okay, so when you talk about things, kind of put down what you feel is right in that sense, right? And then like the examples that I just used with you, right? Like, is it worth it? Right? That's something you can put down. Okay, so like one for sure that you can put down is that identity. And then why am I going through this? Like, is it worth it? Right? And I think there's a few examples exactly in the book. So go and look in the book and then find one, pick one, and then I'll help you out with that. Still not quite responsible.
So a lot of people don't really believe that they will achieve great things. Like, since they're younger and stuff, and they're used to the hobby and stuff, kind of.
And you found that on 40?
40. People who are not, don't believe that they will achieve great things. And don't really. All of us says that the good stuff will happen eventually. It said, look, I had something I was thinking about it. Forgot it.
On the bottom part?
The middle kind of?
Oh, the middle. Okay.
Higher than that?
Oh, okay. Most people would be surprised to find out that almost everything they work to become actually will happen. Not because of good work. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Right. Kind of like you said, they're not like.
I'm thinking if I had something going on.
They're not used to like winning, basically, right? Yeah. Okay. And then another thing you can put down is because most people set the bar so low, right? So they're already expecting,
A lot of people expect failure rather than success.
Yeah, rather than success, right? And then it even says, you see, it is into this world, a world where everything is either a disaster, a stupendous achievement, that occasionally a real awareness drips in. So, that's like reality kicking in. Like, you see, like right here, it says reality. That's where those, I want to say, those thoughts that these people were facing, right? Like, oh, maybe some people do think they expect to win, right? Right, there's obviously people that do, and then, bam, reality, right? Like, that's where it's like, oh, well.
You don't ever expect it to happen.
Okay. Good. There was one that I saw. It was, I think this one can go into, I want to say identity and survival, right? Like, trying to, get through those hardships, whatever. It's on 39, this part right here. Right? It's one of those in-between years when you're an adult and you're working and you're making money, but you're still not quite responsible for anything but yourself. Right, so I would say, to me, that's more an identity thing. Right, even survival, because I mean, if you're in that tough time, right, like you got nothing going on for you, maybe some people don't have a family, who are you gonna rely on? Yourself, right? Okay, so that's another thing you can put down for an example. Those are two good examples, actually. The one that you had and then this one. So if you want to put,
how do I word that?
You write out what you write on the back. Alright, so we'll go. You wanna go identity and survival?
That'll work. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go identity. Alright, and then survival. Okay, so kind of write out your sentence, right? And then I'll check it, see if it sounds good, and then we'll just throw it in there, right? Because I mean, you can put it down literally like this on here, and then just kind of write the example. Right. So for identity, right? What do we put down? Or what do we?
Maybe displacement's a little bit easier to write on. People tend to do
Displacement? Maybe, yeah, for this one. Or even the one that you put. Right? They're not used to winning. Maybe they're surrounded by people who
Their
do win.
environments,
Like they see,
they're used to a non-winning environment,
yeah,
and when they bring themselves into a different environment, they realize that there's potential.
yeah, that's something you can put down. Because if you think about it, living behind, borders, growing up Mexican in America, right? Like
They grew up with
seeing, all
the negative outcomes that could happen.
yeah,
rather
the
than the
negative
positive things that
outcomes,
happen.
right? So you got the Mexican Americans, right? Pretty much going through a lot of stuff, right? They're not winning a lot, and then they have white Americans where, probably privileged, they have the money, right? They seem like they're always winning. So, I mean, yeah, displacement would be probably better. So we'll go displacement, survival.
It's kind of hard to come up with something for identity. But yeah, displacement and survival kind of would go together. But displacement goes with you surviving.
Yeah, I would say for identity, I mean, there's a lot of things that tie into identity, right? Like the one that I used earlier was, what was it? The house. Where is it?
Right. I see a lot of people are done, and a few people are starting to check out, and that's always a good time to get the party
Like
started.
the meaning of home.
So if we
Like that's an
can get
identity.
like a circle más o menos around this table, so we're as close as we can, so we can hear each other. Because the one thing I know about kids, the smaller our circle, the better. So if all of you
so
push your
displacement.
chair all the way out,
You can put
all the way out. And then the rest of us, we're going to grab our chairs and we're going to fill them with circle. Not the tables, just the chairs.
being stuck in an unusual environment. Right, that's something you can put. And then when you explain it, you can go into like these Mexican Americans not winning. Not used to those success, right? Always thinking negatively about failure and stuff like that. So when you put that, right? Let's see.
Ryan, you have to stand up. There's a good spot right there. If you're not holding on to this. Or here's a good spot next to Nate. And let's get a chair. Alright. You figure it out if you're already in the middle of that. Make it work. Like this. All right.
That's one thing you can put down to start.
Alright, so the one that I read, that I really love, I know some of you other also better, is half Mexican American, Mexican by Alex.
Does that sound like something?
Now this
They are
one,
used to
I
success because
like,
of negative
it struck
thoughts.
me in
They're
the
always surrounded
first
by-
paragraph. Literally the first paragraph.
Right, and
It
then
said, yo no hablo
you
español.
can
For a long
you can
time,
add-
these 3 words were my least favorite words. And it goes
like
on
they
to
feel
talk
out of
about
place in a
how
sense, right?
if you're half Mexican and half American,
So-
like I am, really, really difficult to feel Mexican. My niece is the same way. Her dad is
Yeah,
white,
so-
and
Right.
she
They weren't
told
used to
me
that
over
success,
Easter,
right?
she
Their
said,
thoughts
"I'm
were
not
already
Mexican
used
at
to
all,
these
I'm
negative
white."
things,
She's 17
right?
years old.
And then being surrounded by
Her Spanish
an
is better than
environment
mine.
that they're not used to,
But she doesn't feel Mexican anyway.
at least when it
She says
comes
she's
to
never had
having good things,
Tremenda,
right?
She didn't grow up in
It makes them
Korea.
feel out of place.
None of the things that are culturally Mexican American apply to her.